Did you know that YNW Melly's ex-girlfriend Maria Hamilton fled the country prior to his trial in order to avoid testifying against him? She was arrested and released before Melly had a chance to be freed. Today, it was announced that Maria Hamilton, Melly's ex-girlfriend, had been released from the Paul Reed detention facility as of Saturday, February 8th, following a judge's decision to grant her release at an emergency hearing on Friday, February 7th. Melly and Maria had not met in person since Friday's hearing. Turned himself in to the Broward sheriffs in February 2019, which led to Melly's attorneys asking for his release, which the judge ultimately agreed would be publicized. Mr. Beamans has been in custody for 222 days. If one of the state attorneys assigned to the case is unavailable, the other two could step in. If none of the three are available, one of the 150 state attorneys upstairs could sit in. This judge isn't playing games anymore. He's been sitting in jail for too long and is pursuing his case, which is the things he requires. However, the release of Maria is bad for YNW Melly because Melly was reportedly very upset in court when she was allowed to leave. As she was being driven home from jail, Maria Hamilton would post on Facebook to thank her friends and family for supporting her during her incarceration, saying, "My village. Thank you to my village. I love you all so much. God's plan, not mine." She reportedly didn't like how this was reported on the local news.
Maria Hamilton is spending her first day at the Broward County Jail. She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023.
Since the feds already know what happened to Sac Jazer in juvie, as part of her agreement to be released from jail, Maria had to confirm with the judge that she would testify against her ex-boyfriend at the upcoming YNW Melly trial. They only needed her to confirm it in front of the jury to conclude Melly's case. Practically speaking, the feds would reveal in court all the information they had discovered about Melly's iCloud account's suspicious activity, which prevented her from testifying in the previous trial. This is known as witness tampering, and it carries a life sentence in prison, regardless of whether Melly actually took out the sack. Chaser and juvie.
Filing 6 new charges against Demons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
After members of Melly's hometown started to speak out about her involvement, the feds started their investigation into Maria. This even led to YNW Juvie's father conducting his own investigation around the neighborhood, learning the code words Melly used against her in order to stop her from testifying against him in court.
There was this kind of crazy way that Melly was communicating. He wasn't allowed to use the phone, but he was passing notes to people, and then this person's calling this person and then that person.
Like to me, they're going through extreme measures, trying to cover up or convince people not to testify, like Mariah mom. They was using code words like Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's baby mom.
As if those code words align with what the federal authorities discovered in her iCloud account, it's essentially a wrap for YNW Melly. And Melly himself was aware of this, and it didn't sit well with him because he kept showing up to court hearings looking very angry, walking, and without a haircut.
No, let me repeat myself. Mr. Demons has to make an informed decision about who he wants as lawyers. He's now been sitting in our jail for 2,159 days. So how long would you like to be able to make that decision?
I can't determine when the investigation will be over. That's up to the Broward Sheriff's Office, but I can, as I said, I'm just asking for a week. And then I'm asking for at least a day or 2.
You can decide by tomorrow. I've also reserved all of tomorrow.
The judge, who was shocked to learn how long Melly had been detained without a conviction, told the prosecutors to provide a reason why Melly should not be released by tomorrow. However, the feds went one step further and charged YNW Melly with additional witness tampering charges, completely ruining his chances of being released. However, this does provide an answer to the question of why Melly is being treated so poorly in a jail, as an interview with his mother revealed that he hasn't been permitted to use a phone or even check his own mail while incarcerated.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to just to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
If the evidence is accurate, however, that YNW Melly used the jail phones to coerce Maria Hamilton into not testifying against him, the jail has prohibited him from using them and will have the evidence stored away until the trial starts to verify it. If it was a hunch, Jamie King then disclosed that she is heartbroken for her son and feels powerless because he isn't even being treated like a human inside a jail.
When you saw Melly's statement, just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life, as a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
But the media took notice of this, with Charleston White responding that this is how YNW Melly ought to live, and that he shouldn't be given preferential treatment just because he's a rapper.
The YNW Melly, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated. Yeah, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated, homie. Homie, when you take a life, homie, you ain't got a right to complain about a motherfucking thing about being mistreated when you done chose to play somebody.
Rap legends like Bowie, however, have been vocal about the hardship Jamie King has been under because his own mother had a similar situation.
Okay.
Then I met his mama while he was in.
Oh, okay.
I met his mom while he was in, and she real, bro. You know, she real.
She's stressed out. I heard she had a...
Yeah, she real, and I you know, I reached my hand out to him, cause I'm real. Yeah, I reached out to him, bro. I met his mom, and she a good woman, bro. And when I see them mamas like that, it remind me of what my mom was going through. Bro.
To try to get Melly released, however, YNW Melly's attorneys would bring up evidence from the first trial showing that Melly was texting Maria Hamilton in real time as the crime was being committed, and he was fleeing from the opposing drive-by.
That would be the part where he's saying that someone just shot the car up and was trying to shoot them. So I asked him if he was okay, where he was, and he's like, there's a car coming behind him, like hiding. He was like, there's some, yeah, there's some, I think they're still out here or something. So I'm like, are you okay? He's like, I'm okay. I said, well, where are Sack and Juby? And he said, I don't know if they're in the car. I think they're...
Bell's attorneys used GPS evidence to track Bell running down a street at that precise moment, demonstrating that YNW Melly could have been being pursued by a car. Bell even claimed to have hidden in a bush, which GPS evidence supports, but the prosecution also acknowledged during the YNW Melly trial that no firearm was ever found.
So the first thing is I didn't have a firearm, so I can't know which firearm I'm going to use in order to replicate any of my tests. So I can't make tests for this determination because I don't know what was used.
Okay.
Unfortunately, this wouldn't even come close to being sufficient because Melly and Borton would face additional charges after the federal government raided YNW Borland's home and found that Borland had sworn on a piece of paper. The report reads, "Here are the images of alleged notes discovered during the home raid of YNW Borland's home, as Borland, who one day attended Melly's original trial, committed a serious crime after returning home."
Melly's co-defendant YNW Bortland was booked into a Miami jail Monday night and is being held behind bars on an out-of-county warrant. We just confirmed the warrant is out of Broward County for witness tampering. The warrant obtained by Law and Crime Network states as follows. On or about April 10, 2023, continuing through and including July 22, 2023, Cortland Henry, aka Bortland, along with others, did unlawfully and knowingly engage in misleading conduct toward another person with the intent to cause or induce them to withhold testimony. The warrant continues the alleged witness had been summoned by the legal process to the jury trial of Jamel Dimmons, aka YNW Melly. The dates in the warrant are important. Jury selection for Melly started in mid-April, and a judge declared a mistrial on July 22nd, the same day the warrant claims Bortlen allegedly tampered with a witness.
This is a serious infraction. For the sake of their personal safety and to comprehend the gravity of the situation, jurors are supposed to remain hidden during a trial. This is the DJ Academic's response.
To keep it real, this is sloppy. Bortlen, how the f you gonna have the notebook of the jurors in your house? Holy sh! Like, come the f on. It's like doing a and having the surveillance tape in your DVD player or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like they raid your crib and the surveillance footage of the is in your DVD player. They're like, oh, okay, thank you, brother. This can't be at your crib.
Even though YNW was the one who committed this crime, they will still try to blame YNW for it. Melly, like Bowie, even claimed that the federal government is treating Melly any way they choose, whether or not it is lawful.
When they want you, they want you. I knew they wanted them bad when they waited for that law to get passed.
Yeah, he was in jail for what, 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah, they could have been took you to trial.
You're right.
They waited till that law got passed and took him to trial a couple months later. Just don't see how he didn't get a bond after a mistrial.
Yeah.
That made me like, God damn.
Yeah.
But when you combine this with the evidence discovered on YNW Melly's cell phone, a text message in which he confesses to committing the crime, there is absolutely no hope that he will ever be freed.
The PT Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, I did that, and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly account says what?
After that, SHHHH.
In addition to Melly's own admission that he committed the crime, they discovered his response to it just 7 hours later, when he and Bortlen were spotted kissing, laughing, and dancing to a music video in a parking lot.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! But no, still turned. Regardless of what happened, you already know.